Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Pleasant start to our Wednesday morning, but behind me tracking this area of low pressure will show you when that brings in some tropical moisture and heavy rain coming up.
Mass shooting arrest. A man is expected in court today in connection with the house party shooting in Catawba County. What we know about his previous arrest with matching charges.
Plus, immigration enforcement. Today, state lawmakers will vote on a bill requiring local police forces and colleges to work with ICE. How this could lead to tension between the governor and General Assembly.
And $1 million prize. Today begins the soccer tournament in Cary. What you need to know about tickets, game times, or how to get around that heavy traffic. A lot of excitement surrounding the soccer tournament as we kick off our 6 o'clock hour here on the WRAL Morning Newscast. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for making us part of your routine here as we get our Wednesday started here. We got one more good one coming our way. And Elizabeth Carter has the day off. So Chris Michaels is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now with that tropical update and what it's bringing towards us.
And thankfully, the odds of this turning tropical or getting a name have stayed low. They've been at about 10% since the first outlook was issued. So unlikely to get a name, but likely to bring us some rain, especially around this time tomorrow. Along the coast, some flooding risks and rip current risk this far inland. A pretty good soaking rain. Some of that is going to be heavy at times during the morning commute with a localized flood threat. So those are the two reasons why tomorrow is a WRAL weather alert day. And we expect that to have some impact on the morning commute and the lunch break tomorrow. But by the evening commute, showers and storms will start to turn a little more scattered. Then we expect more scattered storms with a totally separate system by Saturday. Looking ahead to weekend plans, we'll just put the caution light on that. Give you the green light, though, for Sunday and give you the green light for this morning. Temperatures in the triangle in the mid 60s, a little high level cloud cover there in North Hills. It's ever so slightly more humid now than it was yesterday, so it's just all the more reason to head to the pool. High temperatures today in the middle 80s. Ken?
All right, Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Our WRAL Breaking News Tracker team, Adley Catlabar and Michael Jordan, letting us know that that crash we've been following in the downtown area has cleared. This is what the scene looked like a few minutes ago. Apparently, it involved this SUV and this cement truck. It was just blocking some of the parking spaces there on Jones Street. But again, that crash scene is cleared. So if you're heading to the downtown area around Jones Street, not far from the General Assembly, free and clear. Similarly, all other major routes are delay-free. This crash just happened in the last 30 seconds or so. Give me a few minutes. I'll let you know if that's going to affect your morning commute. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Today, a man is expected to make his first court appearance in connection with the mass shooting at a house party in Catawba County.
And Michelle McConaughey here now with us. What we know about the person who was arrested, Michelle.
Yeah, this morning, the Catawba County Sheriff's Office announcing 20-year-old Garen Killian is in custody and remains in jail under no bond. He is charged with attempted first-degree murder. His first court appearance is set for later today. One person was killed, 11 others were injured when authorities say dozens of shots were fired at a house party near Hickory Sunday morning. Some of the victims were shot, others injured while running away from the gunfire. This morning, we are also learning that Killian was previously arrested in Hickory for another shooting. Police say he and another person reportedly fired into a crowd in a parking lot near a Chuck E. Cheese franchise back in April. Again, his first court appearance is set for later today. Officials say more arrests are expected.
Michelle, thanks. Happening today, a vote on a bill to crack down on undocumented immigrants in North Carolina. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at the state legislative building in Raleigh. Kelsey, the legislation would require local agencies to work with immigration law enforcement.
Yes, Renee, it would. State lawmakers will walk through these doors to make a critical vote today. We've been following this bill for months. It passed in the Senate earlier this year. The House will vote today. The bill requires all state agencies and state-funded programs to check every person's immigration status and refuse to serve anyone who can't prove they're here legally, with a few exceptions like schools and emergency rooms. Republicans say the bill is necessary to support President Trump's efforts effort to close the border. Immigration advocates say it's unnecessary and could hurt the state's economy. State data shows 1 out of every 4 construction workers are immigrants in North Carolina. 13% of all construction workers in the U.S. are undocumented. Now, if this bill is approved and lands on Governor Josh Stein's desk, this could lead to the first veto fight between the governor and state lawmakers. So you can stay up to date on WRAL.com. Just click the NC Capital tab. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Most of the new students using North Carolina's private school tuition vouchers didn't come from public schools. That's according to new data the state leaders will hear during the State Board of Education meeting today. The new report shows most of the new students may have already attended a private school or were homeschooled or came from out of state. Opportunity scholarships, they're called. They provide up to nearly $8,000 to families to send their children to a private school. About 48,000 new students signed up for this after state lawmakers removed income limits and let current private school students apply. Only about 14% of them attended North Carolina public schools the year before.
Chris Lovingood here in the WRAL Live Center. One thing I've been doing this morning, essentially monitoring the stock futures that we've been looking at overnight. I mean, not really much has changed. And keep in mind, we've had 2 days in a row of some gains in the market, which is obviously a good thing if you're an investor there. But it kind of makes you wonder about what the situation is regarding trade and tariffs. Well, this is President Donald Trump's Truth Social post from this morning around 2 a.m. saying that he likes President Xi Jinping of China and says that he is very tough and extremely hard to make a deal with. So you have that, and you have the market responding accordingly, especially with the situation again regarding trade and tariffs. We're going to see how the market appears in its opening day. Well, we have a 3rd day of gains today. We'll watch very closely here on the WRAL Live Center.
Chris, thanks. Thousands of fans will be headed to Cary for the soccer tournament. The first match gets underway in just 2 hours. The teams are competing for a $1 million prize. WRAL's Laura Levine is live at WakeMed Soccer Park with everything you need to know about the matches, the tickets, and the traffic issues. Laura, good morning.
Renee, good morning. We are going to see the foot traffic really pick up here in the next hour here at the WakeMed Soccer Park. And as you mentioned, the TST kicks off today with some of the sport's biggest names coming in and out in full force here. Organizers expect nearly 50,000 fans to attend this 6-day event. So here's what those fans can expect. 48 men's teams and 16 women's teams are vying for that $1 million top prizes. The TST will get started with the men's bracket beginning at 8 a.m. That's when the first match starts. Before the competition really heats up, TST is going above and beyond to make sure adults and kids will have the experience of a lifetime. And fans will have the opportunity to meet soccer stars, favorite players and celebrities, and members of the team that they're cheering for. Heather O'Reilly, she played for the U.S. women's national soccer team. She tells us what TST means to her.
Brings us back to the nostalgic times of winning Olympic and gold medals, right? When you get older and you're past your professional days, you don't have these like incredible sports moments anymore. So this is like, I won't lie, this is my World Cup of the year. Like it just is, right?
Her World Cup of the year. Absolutely. So listen, if you are traveling in Cary, especially near the WakeMed Soccer Park on East Chatham Street, you should expect some heavy traffic and delays. As far as tickets are still available, but they are very limited. We have a full list of the festival schedule as well as the matches on WRAL.com right now. Laura Levine, WRAL News. We're live in Cary.
The DMV is warning people about a rise in text message scams. Maybe you got one. They say the scammer requests payment for fees, fines, or tolls, making it appear as though it came from the DMV. The DMV does not and will not request payments through text messages. So if you get one of these messages, ignore it, delete it, do not click on any links or give any personal information. Raleigh police are also warning the public about a phone scam. Police say that people will be making fraudulent calls claiming that people have missed court dates, have a warrant out for them, or are involved in some legal situation, and then the people demand payment over the phone to resolve it. Raleigh police will never solicit a payment over the phone.
An arrest has been made in a shooting at a local sports bar. 39-year-old Rashawn Austin of Virginia faces a list of charges and is in jail without bond. Knightdale police say just before 2 a.m. on May 25th, officers heard several gunshots at the Sports Page Bar and Grill on Smithfield Road. They found a 32-year-old man who had been shot in the parking lot.
A potential explosive device. That's what one Wake County homeowner discovered while doing yard work. Sky 5 video shows us the scene while various agencies responded yesterday afternoon. That included the Military Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit from Fort Bragg. Wake New Hope Fire Chief Ronnie Mazel describes what they found.
Just over a foot long. I would just describe it as a very large military round, a bullet. But it's actually, like I said, over a foot long and appears to have been out there a while, but it is still something that you want to be very cautious with.
Well, it's still unclear how or why that possible explosive got buried in the lawn there. The officials say that the homeowner made the right decision, though, to call law enforcement and let them remove that explosive safely. No other items of concern were found on the property.
Durham Parks and Recreation is kicking off the summer season with the opening of its outdoor pools and spray grounds. The city's 2 pools on Sawyer Street and University Drive open today, and they will be open 7 days a week from 1 to 5 p.m. The pools do have admission fees, so residents under 18 can get in free, but it is $5 for children and teens who are non-residents. Adult residents pay $3, non-residents $8, and seniors can get in for $2. Senior residents, non-resident seniors pay $7.
Community gathers together. A vigil held for the victims of the attack in Boulder, Colorado. New information about the attacker's family also taken into custody.
Advocating for Helene victims, a group from the mountains urging lawmakers for more relief money. Their visit to the state capitol.
And our Thursday storm system only has a 10% chance of being tropical, but a 90% coverage of rain on Thursday morning. We'll time things out for you, get you ready for future commutes coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14 Wednesday morning starting out nicely. By tomorrow morning, however, that's when we'll track some pockets of heavy rain. This is with a system that only has that 10% chance of becoming tropical, but regardless of that, certainly going to be some rounds of rain on the way. And along the coast, there will be the risk for some rip currents. It's just the first in a series of storms we're tracking. By Saturday, cold front number 1, we're going to call it, gives us more storms, and then cold front number 2 arrives Monday, giving us another shot of some storms out there. Out the door this morning, you'll notice it's a little warmer. This map shows that. It's about 6 to 12 degrees warmer right now than it was 24 hours ago. Nice day for summer camp, though. Temperatures upper 70s by around lunchtime. We make it back into the middle 80s by the afternoon. Ken?
All right, Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. All new, we have this crash right now on Lake Wheeler Road, southbound near Tryon Road. That's right near that Food Line Shopping Center in that intersection. Right now, we're not seeing any delays in that area, but if that's part of your morning commute, you'll probably see some flashing lights or so. But all our major routes are really delay-free, including I-40 and Harrison Avenue right there in Cary. And Renee, coming up in just a few minutes, we'll look at some of the major routes coming into the Bull City.
Sounds good. We'll check in with you then. President Donald Trump plans to increase tariffs on foreign aluminum and steel today. The president says most tariffs on steel and aluminum imports will be doubled to 50%. Many businesses rely on foreign steel and aluminum for products ranging from soup cans to auto parts, and that could lead to higher costs on those items. President Trump says raising the tariffs will help protect U.S. industries and prevent unfair business practices from other countries. The 90-day pause on those sweeping tariffs are set to end in just over a month on July 9th.
The Boulder, Colorado community is coming together after the violent attack that injured 12 people. A prayer vigil was held yesterday for those people who were injured outside the Pearl Street Mall courthouse. That's where the attack took place. The man accused of the attack has a court hearing later this week, and federal officials confirm his family has been detained by immigration enforcement. A Jewish festival in Boulder is still scheduled to happen this weekend. Despite the attack, organizers are planning additional security measures to keep people safe.
Business owners and residents from Western North Carolina made a trip to Raleigh. They are visiting from Swannanoa to press lawmakers on the latest Helene relief bill. The mountain residents are concerned the latest round of aid will be slow to arrive, especially with the ongoing budget negotiations. They say much of the funding made available so far has come from private groups. Federal funding for things like debris removal has been slow, even though the need remains urgent.
We want to get open to be part of the community, to support the community, to support our employees, and we don't want Swannanoa to get forgotten.
The most recent Helene relief bill sets aside $500 million for recovery. Some state lawmakers have suggested spending up to $700 million. It's not clear if that would be a standalone bill or part of the next state budget.
The Navy is removing the name of a gay rights activist from one of its ships. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has ordered the Navy to rename the USNS Harvey Milk. The oiler was named after Milk in 2016. He served in the Navy during the Korean War before going on to become the first openly gay man to be elected to public office in California. It's not clear yet what the new name will be. 6:18 is the time right now on our Wednesday. Let's get over to Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. We better enjoy this Wednesday because there's trouble brewing tomorrow.
Of course, yeah. It's every few days we start to track some sort of storm system. It feels like we've gotten into that pattern. This system riding the coast, it brings in some tropical moisture. You see how the air around that is going counterclockwise. So we bring in some of that moisture out of the Atlantic by tomorrow morning. So here's Futurecast. Tomorrow morning we'll see some rounds of heavy rain, localized flooding during the peak morning commute hours. So those are the two reasons for our weather alert day. But you do notice the heaviest rain onshore. Then it starts to shift into some of our southern counties. South of I-40 is where we'll see some higher rain totals through the early part of the afternoon. And then as we start to head more toward the evening, we're on the west side of this thing, tends to be the drier side. So as we get closer to sunset tomorrow, the coverage of showers will start to drop off. It could wind up with about 1 to 3 inches of rain along the coast. From I-40 northward, our rain totals are going to be lower tomorrow, but some isolated 1 to 2 inches south of Interstate 40 will certainly be a possibility. So today's a great day to hit up the pool. Tomorrow, not so much. Even without rain, it's only going to be in the 70s. Friday, hot and mostly dry. Then Saturday, some scattered storms developing later in the day. Live look over Fenton and Cary. We've got some high-level clouds and sunshine and temperatures in the 60s. And we'll keep it in Cary for the soccer tournament starting today. Midday temperatures will be in the upper 70s. Slightly more humid today. A few more clouds coming in this afternoon. And highs will be in the middle 80s. By tomorrow, again, we're only in the 70s thanks to some of that rain-cooled air. Fast forward to Friday, we'll heat up a little bit, maybe a stray storm, especially in our western counties. Highs in the upper 80s. We'll be in the low 90s by Saturday afternoon with more storms starting to push into the area. And a stormy pattern continues as we head into early next week. Things smooth sailing weather-wise, and certainly hoping that's the case on the roads right now.
Right now, it is depending on where you're headed, because right now we do have a crash right now on Tryon on Lake Wheeler, but not causing any delays in the area. As far as our major routes in the Bull City, Chapel Hill, Hillsborough, all delay-free at this hour. So let's stay in the Bull City, shall we? Give you a live look at I-885 and Ellis Road. No incidents to report, all delay-free. In terms of other major routes heading into the Bull City, very little to no delays at this hour.
Phone ban passed. Wake County Schools has officially put its cell phone rules in place. How district leaders are preparing for a school cell phone ban from the state.
And the soccer tournaments expect heavy traffic in this massive event over in Cary today. Your best bet for getting around Wake Med Soccer Park.
Ahead this morning on Today, as wedding season kicks off, there's a whole new set of wedding trends. From micro weddings to centerpieces to personalized events, how to save money, getting bang for your buck, and still pulling off an amazing event.
And here we have a look at your winning NC Education lottery numbers with what's trending coming up next.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Today only, a first look at Wicked Part 2.
And an iconic movie guitar might be lost to the future. Ken Smith here now with what's trending, what's happening here.
What a scandal.
Yeah,
Yes.
Scandal.
The search is on for Marty McFly's iconic guitar. The manufacturer, Gibson Guitar, putting out a request online to help the company locate the cherry red ES345 used in the original movie. Even stars from Back to the Future joining in to request people's help.
1.21 gigawatts. Well, they'll find it. I mean, did anybody check the back seat of the DeLorean? It's got to be somewhere. It was last
years
Where
it
the
is.
DeLorean turns up, right?
Exactly.
I can tell you, it was last seen when they were making the movie in 1985. They tried to find it again for the sequel 4 years later. Gondo. So it's a mystery.
So that's why we didn't see it in the sequel, right?
But how fun to touch base with all the stars, ask them, where it is, and I can't wait to see that, though.
Love it. So how about this? Despite it already being out on streaming, the creators of Wicked want you to watch it in theaters again. Today only, the first film will play alongside a first look trailer for Wicked for Good.
Yeah, so no matter where you are, all of tonight's Wicked screenings will take place simultaneously across all the time zones in North America so that everyone can catch the Wicked for Good trailer at the same time. So they watch the movie and the trailer screenings will take place at 6 tonight. And then once all the moviegoers have seen the trailer in theaters, then that trailer will become available for viewing online. But Wicked Part 2 not coming out until November, but the first look at what that will look like.
You're going to be tired tomorrow.
Super excited. I'll be a little bleary-eyed tomorrow, sorry.
It's all worth it.
Ken, thanks for that. City of Raleigh is giving people the opportunity to weigh in and learn more about a continuing Greenway project. This evening, the city is hosting an open house for phase 2 of the Big Branch Greenway Connector project. So people who go will get the chance to learn about 3 new proposed routes for the 3.5-mile trail. The open house is being held at the 5 Points Center on Noble Road and runs from 4 to 7 tonight.
And at 6:26 this morning, all is quiet for now. Just a 10% chance of tropical development along our coastline, but a 90% chance of rain. I'll show you why when we see the heaviest rain and how it'll affect tomorrow morning's commute coming up.
Working with ICE, a bill will be voted on today in the state legislature, requiring agencies to work with immigration officials. The potential rule just ahead.
And mass shooting arrest. A man arrested in connection to the Catawba County mass shooting is expected in court today. What we're learning about his arrest this morning.